Hello friends, and welcome to Escaping the Mouse with your host, me, Breck Roll. Alright, so I just got back from visiting my father again, and he's doing much better today. I told you we were getting a little bit of fight from him in terms of taking his medicine, taking the medicine that he needs to take to lower his ammonia levels. Well, we won that battle, and he took 2 good doses yesterday of the medicine, and his ammonia level was way down today. In fact, the doctor said it was actually at normal, which is really exciting. And it really showed on him too. He had a lot more energy. He was more on top of things, and was actually pretty active. Yesterday when we were battling with him, they'd tested his ammonia level the day before, and the value had come out at like 172, which is really, really high. Normal is something between 15 and 50, or 15 and 45. So when he was, at 172, that's like, toxic levels of ammonia in his system. And that was what was causing a lot of his lethargic nature, and him being confused, and, kind of, forgetting what he was talking about, and just not really being all there. So, like I said, they tested it today, and the value was 36. So he's right in the middle of normal. And like I said, it really showed on him, because he was, really a lot more on top of things. Was, more engaged, wasn't kind of slurring his speech as much. And when my mom and I arrived, the physical therapist was there, and while we were there, he actually got out of bed and walked a little. That's the first time he's walked in probably a week. He was saying he's been getting a little bit stir crazy, being in the bed constantly, and I don't really blame him for that. I'm kind of the same way. So he was really excited about an opportunity to when the physical therapist got there, the physical therapist was stretching his legs and testing the motion, making sure that everything was looking good. And it progressed to the point where he, swung his feet over the side of the bed, and the physical therapist was saying, "Do you feel all right? Do you feeling dizzy? Any of that stuff?" And my dad was saying, "No, I feel great." And, not before, it wasn't too long, and he was on his feet. They tested his blood pressure. His blood pressure is still a little low. But during several points during the physical therapy session, they tested it, and the upper number got up to 103 at one point. You remember it was like 80 or below it a bunch of times. Now, one of the things that you run into is when you're a little dehydrated, like is what they're doing to try and deal with the fluid in his stomach, and the fact that his liver is not working properly. They're keeping him a little dehydrated intentionally for that reason. And that's going to result in lower blood pressure, because the blood is largely a lot of water. And so, when they're trying to control the fluid that's building up when the liver isn't functioning properly, they kind of keep the liquids down a little bit. And so that leads them to being a little dehydrated. And that also leads to lower blood pressure. So, we're still working on that, but it wasn't long after he was on his feet, and they had him actually walk to the door of his room and back, and he felt really good. And then when he got back to his bed, he didn't want to go back into the bed. He wanted to sit down in the chair, and he sat in a chair for the rest of the time that we were there. And we stayed there for another couple hours, and he was doing real well. His actual family doctor, or his actual specialist doctor, came in and visited him while he was there, and his doctor was very pleased with how he was progressing. So yeah, I think maybe we're on the mend. The doctor still wants him to continue taking the medicine, because we need to keep the ammonia levels low, but he's not putting up as much of a fight over it anymore, which is a good thing. Because I think he's starting to realize that, it's uncomfortable with the stomach problems and with the sleep issues that he runs into when he takes the medicine, but he definitely is seeing the benefit that comes from having, the lower ammonia levels, because even he could tell he was feeling better. So that was really good news. I think it was a really good day. I think we're making really serious progress. Sorry, my mouth isn't working very well today. He also, my father also said that he got some really good sleep last night, which he was really happy about, and he thinks that was kind of a big part of why he was feeling better today. So, everything seems to be going much better in terms of my father, and we're very grateful for that. He continues to be grateful for your thoughts and prayers, so please keep that up. And that's all I really have on him. Now, I got one more thing. It's a little sad that I have to talk about, but unfortunately, my channel is starting to get to the point where it's getting harder to separate my private life from my YouTube life. So unfortunately, something happened today that's going to force me to try and separate those two issues a little bit more. I had kind of a bad encounter with one of my viewers on my Facebook channel today, and as a result, I've unfortunately had to make the decision that I have to separate those two things. So I have a few of you that have become Facebook friends, and unfortunately, I'm going to have to break those ties and unfriend you. It's nothing personal. I just got to have the ability to, be able to share things with my family and friends and still keep that separate from Facebook. So I'm sorry about that. Like I said, it's nothing personal. It's nothing that any of you did. But if I don't know you personally, I'm afraid I'm going to have to unfriend you. And like I said, it's nothing personal. I just got to be able to keep that separate. I got to be able to share things with my family and friends and keep it separate from YouTube. So I hope you understand. I hope you don't take it too personally. Because like I said, it isn't anything personal. It's something I feel I need to do at this point. Jordan had to kind of, Jordan's way of dealing it was just disconnecting from social media. I don't really want to do that because it's a good way to connect with my friends. It's a good way to connect with family. And so, unfortunately, this is a step I have to take. I'm sorry about that, but you know what? I hope you understand. So I think that is all that I have today. Thank you as always for watching, and I will see you next time on Escaping the Mouse. Good night.